Hi, my name is Grace Shalom Hopkins and welcome to a very special episode of Spin Weekly. This is day one of our Hanukkah spin along. Woo! It happened so early in December this year that I have had to hustle a little more than I anticipated because I looked at my calendar and I thought, oh my gosh, Hanukkah is so much sooner than I thought. So there you have it. It's day one of Hanukkah. This is November me talking to future Hanukkah you, and I am already in the holiday spirit. So anyway, I always think that time wibbly wobbly is so cool when I pre-film these Hanukkah videos, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're not talking about the magic of the internet. We're talking about the magic of raw fleece all the way to a thing. That's magical. So I have this incredible raw merino fleece that I got from an American maker. I will put the links down below to who I got it from. And it is fine and soft and sprungy and fabulous and super clean. Everything that you could hope for. So I'm gonna take over the next 8 days, I guess 7, because I'm just talking in this one, but you know, bear with me, over the next Hanukkah period, that from raw, from washed, prepped, spun, all the way down to a swatch. And my goal is to, in the future, bring back that yarn as a knit thing. But what I'm finding is, and I'm almost in real time, current me is almost done with this project. So more wibbly wobbly timey-wimey. But what I'm finding is there's so many interesting aspects of spin to knit that I hadn't ever gotten because I've always been a spin for the sake of spinner. For visual only. I've never really been a knit or a crochet person or a weaving person. I've always just spun for the love of the visual and textural aspects of spinning. So, and I know that. I knew that I was different from a spin to knitter. And so all of the books and recipes and videos I produce are tailored so that way you can apply those techniques to whatever type of spinning you're working with. That being said, now that I'm moving into more of a spin to knit project, I'm finding a lot of little quirks that I hadn't seen before that I kind of disregarded and found frustrating when you're only spinning for technical purposes, or not technical, for visual purposes. Like, I have no care to count the number of treadles I take per spin of the flyer ever. That just is not a metric in my brain. However, I will sit for 2 hours and pick out individual colors. So it's been super informative and perspective altering to kind of see the other side. And usually we encounter spinners who came from it like a technical spin to knit perspective and have put in texture and color on top of that. And I'm doing it in the opposite. I'm putting technical on top of color and texture, and I'm curious to see how that will play out in my spinning journey. So I will keep you updated. But that's kind of what I'm finding the more mental aspect of this project. So I suppose I got ahead of myself. What my goal is to take this raw fiber and then spin it into a yarn that's usable to make a thing. And I'm particularly interested in garment knitting right now. However, I've encountered a technique that I've never heard of before, and this will probably shock most of you guys because, as I said before, usually you're a technical spinner who's applying texture and color. But I had never heard of grist, right? So I know about woolen versus worsted and that sort of thing, but the concept of grist and spinning the hollow tube of air into the yarn is foreign to me. And as I was spinning the first bobbin, I was noticing that it was taking a lot of fiber, but I anticipated that because I've never spun to the grist before. But it was feeling heavy and kind of overspun, and I was having a really hard time getting the consistent single weight that I wanted for a DK weight, because I was trying to do a DK weight single or plied, because I felt like that was a good midline yarn for a thing. the other thing I was finding interesting is when you prep a raw fleece and you're trying to get a consistent weight of yarn, which is something I've never tried to do before either. Well, I've tried to be consistent, but not extremely consistent. Usually when I spin, the plies even things out and you can't really tell. So I'm probably being more hard on myself than I should be. So at this point, current me hasn't yet got to the plying stage yet. So we'll see. But yeah, so as I move through this project, keep all those things in mind, that I'm approaching this with years of spinning expertise, but essentially I'm functionally a beginner for this whole concept. So I think that's really gonna be fascinating, because a lot of you come to me and say, I feel like I don't have a good relationship with my wheel, or I'm struggling, or I can't get it right, and you look so easy when you do it and all this sort of thing. But you know, I would like to present to you the idea that you can do something in a clumsy beginner way and still get a lot of practical usage from the item itself and tons of skills, and you don't have to beat yourself up about that. That's a really like Western educational system philosophy, that you have to be ashamed of your beginner stage. So like, just get rid of that. That's not serving you in this life in any way, but that's also another topic. So yeah, that's my goal. Take it from a raw fleece to a finished yarn. And so far, the first bobbin is just how I would regular do it. And maybe I can do that. I can't woolen spin at this point. So we'll see as I go along how that's gonna go. But here it is, my premise with some like spoilers, foreshadowing going on, so you can kind of read into the whole rest of the project what's going on in my brain and my hands. And yeah, so also I'm thinking about doing a boxy, or the pattern that I'm thinking about doing is either a boxy in worsted weight or a Rowena jumper. So I've left links to those down below, and I feel like they're really ambitious because I've not knit that many things before, and I only have a pound of raw fiber. So I anticipate needing to buy more fiber, or mix it with a commercial yarn or something. I'm also kind of thinking it would be cool to do, since it's white, if I got a, there's something in my, if I got a braid of roving, which is probably going to be more consistent, so that might help balance it out, or combed top, in a hand-dyed like semi-solid, it would be interesting to have helical stripes with that. But all of those thoughts will be expounded upon later. So happy day one of Hanukkah, and I will see you tomorrow. Any thoughts or comments or observations or advice or insights you have for me today or any other time, leave it in the comment section down below. Hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss out on any of these Hanukkah videos. Hit the like button if you liked it, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!